It's the internet, you're busy, let's do this. Welcome, Jeff Grubb with GamesBeat.com. This time I am talking about the Pelda Pro, which is a battery sleeve case thing for the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch powers on, and it gets up to 8 extra hours of battery on top of what is basically 3 to 4 on the Switch itself, so almost tripled the amount of playtime. That is thanks to an 8,000 milliamp hour battery that is inside of the Pelda, on top of the 4,000 milliamp hour battery already inside the Switch. This was a kickstarted project. Pelda is from DC. I can't really say the company's name. DC, I think, is what it is. And there's the Pelda Pro, and then they also have a dock that enables you to dock something like this. I think something like this without having to slide it into the original Nintendo dock or take your Switch out of this in the first place. This is the Pelda Pro variation. It is $140 to pre-order right now. It should be coming soon, I think, from DC. I think they plan to start shipping in January. Maybe they already shipped some, and now they'll have some more coming out now, and you're pre-ordering that shipment. It could have gone to backers as well. There was 600 some odd backers that got $50,000 for the project. I think their goal was $10,000. The reason that the project got so many backers and so much support, relatively speaking, is because this Pelda Pro does something that that none of the other battery cases for the Nintendo Switch do, and that is have a good kickstand. No, I'm joking. The thing it does is it has HDMI pass-through. So on the one side, right here, this is USB-C, and this is where you get the charge from. You plug in a charge cable right there, and the thing will start charging. You'll get both the Switch and the Pelda Pro charged up as well. On the other side, way up here, there's a Switch, and there is a micro HDMI slot, and that is where you plug in the micro HDMI cable. You plug it in right here, plug that into your TV without having to take the thing out. And as long as this is also plugged into power, I think it might not even need that necessarily. I think if the case itself might provide enough of a charge. You can play on your television. So clearly, the use case here is very obvious. Someone who travels a lot, someone who's on the road. Maybe you're in planes, maybe you're driving, or maybe you're flying in a ton of old planes that don't have power outlets or whatever. There's still plenty of those flights around. And you want to play Mario, you want to play Zelda, you want to play Mario Kart all day, you want to play Doom, whatever. You're gonna be able to do that for 8 hours on top of the 12 hours or so. You're gonna be good to go there. And then on the other, once you get to your hotel room, when you want to charge it, you plug it in to charge, but you can also plug in the included micro HDMI to HDMI cable, plug that into the TV, kick back in bed with your Joy-Cons, and keep playing Mario and Zelda all the livelong day while you're in bed. That is, you could see the benefit there. First of all, let me actually explain the benefit just to make it clear. So, outside of the charge cable and the HDMI cable, those are the two things that don't fit into this thing itself. Everything else you need is right here. So you have an extended battery that's going to keep you going as long as you need. Throughout a day, I would imagine, because you got to sleep at some point. You got to eat, maybe. So it's going to be able to keep you going all day. But then, if you want to set it up on your tray table, it has this nice long kickstand that is actually, it's got some metal in it, and it's well supported. It'll sit up no problem. And then you can take out the Joy-Cons and play it like that. So, got a kickstand that actually works. And then you go to the hotel and you plug it in, you take out the Joy-Cons, as I explained, and it's all on this device because you don't need an extra dock. You don't need to bring your dock from home, and you don't need to pack a separate little dock, which is a little dock. A little doctor. I actually have this right here, which is a portable dock for the Switch. That has worked well for me, but it's unnecessary now. I don't need this anymore because I could just use the Pelda Pro instead. Now, the Pelda Pro isn't perfect because it is one of these Switch battery cases. I find it a bit bulky. If I'm trying to hold the game like this, my fingers kind of get bumped up against the side there. It gets in the way. It's annoying. I don't like the way that feels. You get used to it. You start doing stuff like this, holding the whole thing. I think this is it's bulky and uncomfortable, just like every other battery case for the Switch is. You live with it. It's a sacrifice you make to have that extra battery. If it's bothering you that much, once you get the full charge from the Pelda, you just take it off again, put it in your bag or whatever, and then you just play the naked Switch as God intended. But that's kind of the only real negative. I'll say maybe that I don't necessarily love the placement of everything, but going back to it having everything you need when you're traveling, just in this thing, something I really do like is it has two little secret compartments. Let's see if I can show this up on video here. For backup games. So you have the one game that's already in the Switch. You put one here. You put one on the other side, basically right here. And you take those out when it's time to play them. They're hiding on the side, good to go. So clearly there is I think there's a market here for something like this. You could see that based on the reaction to the Kickstarter. But I think there's going to be people that think $140, that is for me. I'm traveling all the time. I love my Switch. I wish the battery lasted longer. I wish I could have a dock that was more compact or that was incorporated just into the system itself. Well, you got that now. But if you don't see yourself in those situations, $140 is a lot of money for something that I don't necessarily know is for you. If you aren't traveling, if you haven't found yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, I wish I had my dock with me right now, then you could probably skip this, and that'll be just fine. Like, it's going to serve the people it's for, and everyone else can safely ignore it. And I think that's both those things are okay. That's going to wrap it up, though. This was the Pelda Pro from I can't say the company's name. $140 available soon. Available pre-order right now. From their website. You can just go ahead and Google Pelda Pro. It's spelled like Zelda with a P, in case you were wondering. I might not be pronouncing that right. That's going to do it for me. Again, Jeff Grubb with GamesBeat.com. You can get more from me at GamesBeat.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grubb. You can like and subscribe to these videos. If you want, there's going to be more videos popping up all around here. You can click on any of those and stick with me until the very end of time. But yeah, I think this is where I'm going to wave and then wave with my other hand, double wave, and say goodbye. Check you next time, kiddos.